Hey guys, so I'm gonna try something out a little different today. As you guys saw on the title, this is going to be a journal with me, but I don't think I've actually done one like in real time, like a chatty one. I usually speed them up and do a voiceover and try to keep them under 15 minutes because the upload time and all that seems to take forever. But I thought I'd change it up today and just kind of show you guys a little bit about what I've been doing, and then also kind of do a real-time journal with me. So what you guys have been seeing mostly are journals that I had in my older journal, which is actually just filled, and I'm probably going to film some sort of flip through with that. Actually, let me grab that one. It is this one. So you guys have been seeing this one for a while now. It's taken me about 2 years to fill it up, and so I'll probably do a flip through of this. I've done like little mini flip throughs here and there with this one. Like I've done some holidays that I went on, and just trips and things like that. So you guys have seen this one. And I kind of wanted to change up how I do things after this one. You might notice that this is fairly small. I'm probably going to do a whole video maybe where I talk about this journal. This is a Soothy journal, which if you're on Instagram or even Facebook, I think you'll probably see a lot of their oh gosh, their advertisements. I can't talk today. But they, they have these, they're very beautiful embossed covers. There we go, Soothy. And if you can see like how bulky this has gotten, and this is with it tied up. The binding has held so well, but there are quite a few things about this journal that I didn't like, and it's not that this is a bad journal. It's more of that it just didn't fit for me. I had originally seen this online, and I liked it quite a bit from what I could see, and so I actually asked my sisters. They asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and they chipped in and got this one for me. And this size was a little bit smaller than I anticipated, and it says that the covers are leather. Now, I could have misread this. It's very possible that this is supposed to be vegan leather, and I just didn't read carefully enough, because I have a few, like this is real leather, and then I have a Traveler's Notebook, which is real leather, and it's not the same. So when I got it, I guess I was like a little bit disappointed, because it's a little bit flimsy, and it's thin, and I wasn't expecting that. And then the pages are that like cloth like handmade paper type, which is just beautiful, but it didn't take a lot of mediums the way it's supposed to, or not even the way that it's supposed to, because they never really say that it will take all different types of mediums. But I had trouble writing on this paper with a lot of different pens. I eventually moved into a gel pen, which I had the most success with, but I like to use a lot of watercolor as well, which you guys have seen. And when you use watercolor in here, the handmade paper separates, it lifts, and it comes off in pieces, almost like kind of like when you use like alcohol markers on paper that's not really for them, and the paper pills, except it doesn't come off like in little paper balls. It like just lifts, like the paper starts to come apart. So it took me 2 years to get through this journal, and I tried to move through it as quickly as possible, basically, so that I could, because I just didn't enjoy using it, and so I just tried to get through to the end as quickly as possible. And then, I've got tons of journals sitting around, of course, because like a lot of you guys, I am a journal hoarder. I find one that I like, and I purchase it, and think I'm going to use it. And then, so I've got a bunch of blank journals sitting on my shelf. So I had planned to actually move into this. Let me show you guys. I had planned to move into this, which is not a journal. It is a sketching instructional book, but I liked the cover, and it is Coptic bound. The paper is really nice, and also I just liked the vintagey style. So it does basically teach you how to draw things, and then it gives you all this blank space. So my intention with this was to use some of it as it was intended. Like, I don't really care to draw things like this or like this, but I'd be happy to learn how to draw some of these. So the intention was to use it the way that it was originally intended on some pages, and on the pages that I'm kind of like, meh, I'm not really into, I would just paste things over it. But this was purchased, like I said, it took me 2 years to get through this one. So this was purchased probably, I'd say, like maybe a year into this, or maybe even 6 months. And so over that time, though, I kind of realized that I like the blank page, and this was not going to work for me. And also during that time as well, I picked up this one, which is just beautiful. It's this embossed book, and it's a little bit like a bullet journal, but it's got this perpetual calendar at the top, so you can kind of mark it, and it's got lined pages, and the paper is really thick and nice. I will use this one day, but I'm not going to use it right now. And also I thought kind of going from such a small size to a larger size would throw me off. What I did instead is while I was waiting for this cover, so this is an A5 leather traveler's notebook cover that I ordered from someone who has an online shop, and I had it custom painted to look like the night sky with, you know, the sun coming up, so it's lighter and then it's darker closer to the top, because I wanted to work in an A5 size, but I didn't have an A5 book, so I actually ordered this from Typo. It was about $15. It was really cheap. But this cover was my birthday present to myself, because I really wanted something like this. And that was a long story. Basically, to tell you that my original style of journaling, where I only kind of journal major things happening, or kind of like when I want, is going to change a bit. When I originally started journaling in the book before this one, you guys may have seen that one also took me 2 years to get through. Basically the thing that I told myself was, I'm not going to force myself to journal every day, because I had done this so many times in the past, and what happens is, you get a new journal on the 1st of January, and you start journaling, and you say you're going to journal every day, and then when you do go back, your journal entries are like apologies to your journal. I haven't journaled in here in a while, and I feel bad, and I didn't want my journal to be like that. So I told myself that I would journal only when I felt like it, and I would journal until the book is full. So I now have 2 of these massive journals full. Now, as I've gone through this, I have, I'm finished with this, and then I've started moving into, while I was waiting for this one, I've moved into this. And this is just those, I think they're called Cahier. It's like Cahier. They are kind of just these, like, traveler's notebook almost kind of journals. So I don't normally use these because they are so thin, and I want my journaling to be in something that is like a book, right? Something big and substantial. However, I was waiting on this, and I wanted to get journaling, and I really wanted to just, 2020 is the year of me using up all my crap, basically. So I wanted to start doing that. And so I started in this guy. Let me open to a page that you guys can actually see. It won't be a problem. This one. So this is not actually me journaling, this is just me pasting things in, but I wanted to start journaling not every single day, but I wanted to have spreads at least once a week where I kind of talk about what happened during the week. And so to keep track of that, I have a, oh gosh, what are the things called? A happy planner. Actually, let me get that. Okay, so I've got one of these, and I'm just realizing that this is not turning into a journal with me. This is like a Audrey rambles on about her journal. So maybe I'll retitle this, current journals I'm using, or whatever, one of those. I have no idea. I have one of these. It is for work. I don't plan like traditionally. Let me open this up to like a random page. So here's November, for example. I have my paydays marked and I have the weekends that I work marked, and that's it. And I might put like some events on here, like someone's birthday, or let me pull open July's calendar. I may kind of, birthdays, if I have plans to go somewhere, and then I was gonna start putting kind of like what I was eating, but what I did instead is I cut up some note pages and put them in here, in between, almost like a Dutch door type situation. And this is where I'll put information about my meals, but that's a long story. But all of this to say, in each of these boxes, these are usually blank because I don't have a ton of stuff to put in them. Sometimes they'll have like to-do list of things I need to do that day, but there's one of these at the end of each little week, and so I've been using this for my to-do list for the week. So instead, what I've been doing here is at the end of each day, or as I go through the day, if I have a moment, I just write kind of like a highlight of the day, like what that day, things that I did that day, even if they're a bit mundane. So some of these are things like, it was a normal day at work. Or it might be things like, hey, my journal cover arrived, and so I'll talk about that. Or, had a long conversation with my mom on the phone, something like that. And then I have kind of been journaling. Sometimes it's daily in here. There was a week in here where a lot happened, so I journaled almost every day. And then this last week was like a very average work week, so I just I did one spread for the whole week and I just talked about it. And I didn't do what a lot of people do with the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I just talked about the whole week. So let me see, actually, if I can pull open. So some of you guys may have seen this on Instagram. So that was just for Independence Day. Let's see. This is where I've just been talking about projects that I've been doing, digitizing family photos, and so that was yesterday. And then this will kind of cover, I was planning for this video to be a journal with me where I talk about, actually this was 2 days ago. I was going to talk about what happened yesterday. But I'll come back and do a separate video on that now, because this is just apparently a big chatty video, me talking about random things. But basically, this is to test out, before I moved into this, to test out if this style of journaling is going to work for me, if I can keep up with it. So if I can go all the way to the end, kind of keeping up this style of at least weekly or more frequently, so minimum once a week journaling, then I will carry that over into here. And I'm also exploring other things to journal about. So on days or weeks where not a lot happened, what do I do in that case? Well, I'm going to talk about kind of an ongoing thing that I'm doing. and kind of what that experience is like. Or I will do a journal spread related to a new place that I went to go eat, or kind of, summer's here and I'm in the mood to collage. There's no journaling here, it's just stickers, So just playing around with that, and again, if I can make it all the way to the end, then I will carry that over into here. And then if not, this will be, like my other journals where it's a no pressure kind of situation. So the one other thing that I've been doing as well, that I kind of started, this originally was a commonplace book. You guys might have seen this on Instagram like a while ago. This is a new page that I haven't actually posted anywhere, but this I have posted. And I started this back in, this email address is not even a correct email address anymore. But I started this back in, I want to say like 2014 or 13, a while ago. But I had done a little bit of scrapbooking in here, so there's some scrapbooking pages here, and I kind of talk about, let's see, my friend's wedding, which was forever ago. But what I've since done is gone back in, and I've started using it as a glue book, and some of the pages are in progress. Like, these pages are not done. I just paste things in whenever I want, whenever I'm in the mood. And then this is kind of here talking about now, this is going to transition over into a glue book. This page is done. I love it because it's super simple. It's just a piece of wrapping paper and then this weird narwhal banana. This one's done. So it's basically like this glue book / collage book that I'm continually working on. And when I am not in the mood to like journal per se, or I don't have something in particular to journal about, I come in here and just paste. This guy's just hanging out. I just paste things in that catch my fancy, and sometimes they have a theme. Like this clearly has a theme. This clearly has a theme. Let's see, let me go back to this one, sort of has a theme, sort of. Sometimes I just, like pasting things in together, and I like seeing how I can take things like this is straight up vintage. This is out of a magazine, and seeing how I compare it with something that's from a newer magazine or one of these stickers. This one's not quite yet done. This is one that I'm working on, and this is one that I'm working on that I've got some pieces that I want to go in there. And I also use this too when I am journaling in here. This cover is made by Magpie Soul, Angela from Magpie Soul on Instagram. If you guys want to check her out, she makes traveler's notebook covers that are just very unique and they're cool. I haven't seen them elsewhere. She custom made this one for me. But when I'm working in here, if I'm using stamps or I need like somewhere to like test out my super tip colors to make sure it's the color that I want, because they don't always match on the tips, right? It's confusing sometimes. So I'll test them out in here, or I'll use this to like stamp off excess ink, or even use it to kind of glue, because these pages are going to be covered. And then there's a couple that I've started on, and I only do or work on a few at a time, because as it bulks up, I need to go in and I need to remove more pages. So I've already removed a bunch, but I'm gonna have to remove more as I go, so I don't work past the current signature that I'm in, because what I don't want to do is go past and then realize, I've worked on a page where I need to tear out the other side, and now that page is falling out because half of its piece on the other part of the signature is gone. So those are the things that I am currently working in. and then this guy is done. So I'll do a flip through on him soon, and then I guess now I'm gonna film the video I had intended to film. So these will probably air pretty close to each other. So all right, thanks for listening to my rambles. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.